buck looking deer right there. Oh, there's a nice buck. For sure, Michael shooter. You should probably get your bow up. I do, legit. You're about to shoot a nice bow.
Me and K.C. are late to the stand, which is not very surprising for being that we had a 17-hour drive yesterday. But we got set up a little late and had 2 little bucks come through. Didn't have any cameras set up, or I didn't have my bow in the tree. I might have shot the second one. But now we got more does filtering through, and I haven't seen him put a decent buck out here, K.C. says. So right now, I'm just trying to calm myself down to make this 7-yard shot.
Rattly man. With your bow. Oh, there's a deer running the other way. Oh, they're like, she's chasing off that yearling.
Me and K.C. got up the tree right on time, our time. But as you can tell, it's about 30-mile-an-hour winds, so it's a little cold. It's a little brisk. This is the warmest day we've had. It's about 45, but 45-mile-an-hour winds makes it feel like 0. Anyway, we got a little more aggressive with our stand location just because we felt like it wasn't really gonna happen there. We felt like it was gonna be about the same thing this morning, just right out of the game. We saw most of the deer come through this pinch this morning. We only saw 2 deer that did not go through here, and the 2 shooter bucks came right on this trail. That's at about 5 yards. And we have 2 more trails that honestly look better at 10 and 20. So we're in Top Pin City pretty much, which makes me feel real good, especially with the wind. So I'm gonna shut up, get still, try to stay warm, start some hunting. Well, that was a real chaotic, cold, and windy night. We were starting to lose a little bit of hope there while it was getting dark, but about, I don't know, 6:30, K.C. said, there's a deer out in the middle of the field. And so, we started building, then we saw another doe get up behind us, and it was like, okay, the deer are finally on their feet. I don't know if it was because of the wind. I don't know if it was because of the cold, or if it's just the time of the year, but they just did not get up very early. And finally, like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before last light, I just see a dark blob just start running across the field. And I'm like, well, I don't know if that's a buck or what. We couldn't get binos on it quick enough. So I just grabbed my bow, had the grunt call ready in my pocket, and sure enough, like right at last light, a buck just comes and runs up the hill. He was probably at the closest. He was probably about 40 yards, but he was running at that point. And he gets to the like 3/4 of the way up the hill, stops, and I get the grunt call out, give him a grunt. He turns, postures up towards us, and Casey's like, he's coming. So at that point, I'm like, I'm about to shoot this dude as he's coming to the base of the tree. And he just never did. He just kind of looked at us and turned and trotted over the hill and out of our life. And at that moment, I started to shake out of the tree almost. I don't know if it was a cold or the adrenaline or a mixture of both, but that was the same buck we saw this morning. So it was pretty cool to have an encounter with a buck that we went in there with the idea to set up on. We were a little bit too far back, played a little conservative, even though we thought we were being aggressive at the time, but that's just bow hunting, man. Even when you're at 50 yards, you still feel real far away. So tomorrow, I think we're going to give this place a break. KC is going to go back into the buck hole, shoot a monster buck, and I don't know, I might shoot one too. But either way, we are going to be on the bucks tomorrow. We're going to kill a buck. So we're going to go back, get some sleep, because we have to be up in, 30 minutes, and leave for the morning.
Me and Casey have already had a pretty interesting morning, you could say. We got in a little late, as it's a little bit of a trend with us. And there were some deer up on a hill as we were sneaking in, so we had to kind of change stand locations and do the old late shuffle. But we get set up, and 5 minutes after, there's a deer coming down the hill. Figure out it's a little spike, which if we were in Texas, he'd be in trouble. But we just kind of watch that spike. He comes underneath the tree at 5 yards, and I look back, and there's a fawn. So I'm like, well, okay. Hopefully she don't smell us, because she came right downwind. And right about that time, Casey says he sees another deer down the tree line where the spike came from. And I think that was Mama Doe. She kept looking over here, but haven't seen the one we're after yet. Not going to have too high standards, but if like a 2.5-year-old 8-point comes through, he's going to be in trouble. Yeah. Come on, boy. Do the thing. Another deer behind it. Just need one to come on by. What are you looking at? I know. Dadgummit, dude. To keep it low just in case. That's a pretty eventful morning. I don't know how many deer we saw. We saw two, definitely shooter bucks. One was, I would have been real happy about. Like, I would have freaked out. But they just kind of didn't do what we wanted them to do. They just followed this little transition between the tree line and the frag grass and just fed off into a bedding area. So we sat in for, I don't know, another hour and a half and was hoping something would come through. Nothing ever did. So don't really know what the plan is for the evening. Probably won't be back in here just because the wind doesn't set up great, but we're gonna get on the maps, figure something out.